Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you. So today's foundation review, I'm like really excited to go over this foundation with you. It's something that I've been wanting to try out. I've been wearing it for about 5 days now. It is the L'Oreal True Match Nude, and I have it in the lightest shade 0.5 to 2. The reason why I've wanted to try this is if you followed my channel for any amount of time, you know that I like a lightweight, kind of like buildable foundation that feels like you're wearing nothing. I just want my skin to look perfected. And because this is a hyaluronic tinted serum, I thought it would be perfect for what I was looking for. So I've tried it lots of different ways, and I'll tell you what works best for me and then give you the pros and cons and then like my overall thought. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, first, I really like this primer from Loreal. It gives a beautiful, like just sun-kissed underneath glow to your skin. It's very much like the Becca one that a lot of people like, but the price point's a lot better. So I really like this one. It does not play well with this at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on my CeraVe PM lotion, which is how I've been wearing it. I just do 3 pumps. Let me just adjust my mirror here. It's all over my face. So the reason why I feel like the primer, well, it doesn't work with the primer, is because I actually found that, because you know how primers kind of make foundation kind of sit up on the skin more, and it's supposed to make it look like it doesn't settle in. I actually found that it settled in more, and I saw more creasing with the primer. I found just having your skin nice and hydrated seems to be the best thing. Okay, so this is my first tip. Second is I tried it with my favorite foundation brush. This was a no-go all around. It looked just kind of heavy. It kind of like pulled it everywhere. You could see the brush marks. I didn't like it. So all I'm gonna do is squirt it out. It does have like this little dropper. I've tried it with a wet sponge as well, but I found that I like it the best with a dry sponge because it gives a little bit more coverage. Now, if you like a full coverage foundation, this is definitely not for you. This is definitely a light coverage that makes your skin look perfected. You can, though, I found, build it up to like a light to medium, but that's pretty much all you're gonna get. So I've done it where I've done 1 coat with a dry sponge and then went over like my cheeks where it's a little bit more pink and built it up that way, and it looked really, really good. So for today's sake, I'm just gonna do 1 coat all over. This is a good shade match, first of all, for me in the winter time when I do not have any type of tan. So if you're in the same kind of shade range as me, this would be a good shade match for you. I do like, as one of the pros, that it's very lightweight, does not feel like you're wearing anything. Now I will tell you, the first time I put this on, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I looked at it and was like, why do people like this? I just didn't like the way it first sits on your skin. But I've noticed that throughout the day, it actually looks prettier the longer you wear it. Just kind of weird. But when I first put it on, I don't particularly really like it. Okay, and then the next thing that I do is I really like these blush balms. This is in the shade Pinched. It's one of my favorite. I've had it forever. It's actually gonna be done soon. And I just go ahead and I take one of my brushes and I just dab it in to make it look. One of the things, another pro about this foundation is it does not need to be set. Throughout the day, as you're wearing it, it actually almost sets down to like a powder-like finish. So I would not recommend setting it if you get this foundation. I just love this blush. Okay, then what I usually do is I go in with my favorite concealer right now, which is by L'Oreal. This is just like the Lancome one that was discontinued that everybody loves. I have it in the shade Porcelain 100, and a little bit goes a very, I mean, that's a little bit, goes a very, very long way. It feels a little bit kind of like sticky when you're putting it on, but it does dry down and it doesn't feel like that as you're wearing it throughout the day. All right, so I always do that underneath my eyes. Switch to this side. And then if I have extra, I also take it down my nose right here because sometimes that helps to just kind of like highlight my face a little bit more. I'm curious if you've tried this foundation, what you think. I've read other people's reviews on it, and of course, just like anything, foundations are personal. Some people love them, some people hate them. So, all right, and then I do set underneath my eyes with my Laura Mercier powder. I just take a small Real Techniques brush and dab it in, and then just set it. And then I also go up onto my eyelid to set it as well, because I use the concealer on my eyelids to also cancel out any discoloration. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead in with my Laura Geller brow pencil. I love this pencil. As I've used it more, I've gotten used to a thicker pencil again because I was using the NYX, which is the micro one, and it's like super, super thin. So I've gotten better at being a little bit lighter handed with this. But one of the things that I love about it is that if you're like packing to go anywhere, one side has the color and then the other side has the clear gel to set it. So you don't need two products because it's all together in one. And I believe this is the shade light brown. I'll check that for you, but it is like a perfect match for me. And NYX, I use the ash brown if you're curious about color. So on that side is that, and then this side twists and it has the clear gel. And I just brush it up through. And I love that all of it's in one product. Okay. And then I've really been loving the Laura Geller eyeliner pencils. It's a dual-ended, so on one side is one color and the other side is another. This is in the shade Plum. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And it kind of helps my green eyes to like pop out too, so I really like it. I have a hard time finding like a plum that I really like. This one is like the perfect shade. It's so pretty. Go ahead and do this side. I'm curious though, if you have tried this foundation, what your favorite way is to wear it. Like I said, mine is to put it on with a dry sponge, but to be honest with you, I don't overall like the way this foundation looks on me. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. I like that it's lightweight. I like that it feels like you're wearing nothing, but for it being a tinted serum, I feel like my other foundations, like my Neutrogena one, the Hydro Boost, sits much prettier on my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and use my L'Oreal Paradise primer. Which right now you can get this and the mascara together in a bundle deal because of Christmas time, so I highly recommend you do that. And then the L'Oreal Lash Paradise in the black, and this is actually the holiday set. And it's cheaper to buy it that way, so I will link it down below if you want to snag it before the holidays are over than it is for you to like buy it separately. Okay, so about this foundation, like I said, throughout the day, it does settle down to more like a powder-like, and it does look prettier as the day goes on. I mean, the several times that I've been wearing this, I put it on, I'm like, I just don't get it. I don't get why people are liking this. It just doesn't sit well on my skin. But as the day goes on, I do think it looks better. But it still accentuates, and I get creasing in areas that I don't get with other foundations. So in that aspect, I don't really see how it's kind of like a serum. Oh, this is the Laura Geller tinted lip oil. I love it. It makes your lips feel so hydrated. And it is not tacky at all. This is in the shade First Place. It's such a pretty color. I have another one too that I will tell you down below. Okay, so overall, this foundation, in my opinion, is not a favorite of mine. I mean, it's fine. It looks prettier as the day goes on, but I just feel like I see more lines on my skin, and I know I have a deep forehead line, but I feel like I see more lines on my skin where it settles in throughout the day. I mean, I even had it like right here above my lip, which I don't usually have a lot of foundation settle in there. So overall, even for the price point, I personally will not be repurchasing this. I just feel like I have other foundations that are drugstore or high-end that perform a lot better. So I'm curious, like, if you've tried this foundation, if you found a way that works for you. Maybe it looks beautiful on your skin, but for me, I just feel like, I mean, looking in here, I like that you don't have to set it. My cheeks look really good, but I have creasing in areas throughout the day that I usually have no problem with. So overall, I will not be repurchasing this foundation, and that's my overall opinion of the product. I will link everything down below that I have used. I'm curious if you have a favorite foundation that I have not reviewed, if you leave that down below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye guys.